Hey there, guys, it's Leslie Diane, and we've been taking a look at some open tunings that you can use so that you can sound good without a huge amount of exertion for the left hand. Most teachers, myself included, start people out with the typical chords that you use here in what we call open position down in this end of the fretboard. There's not really a reason why you have to do that. And as I've continued teaching over the years, and as girls have started younger and younger wanting nice nails. I've never had them. You can look at my nails. I learned to play back in the day before that was a huge thing. So, it was a no-brainer to me to just cut my nails. But sometimes my young students act like I'm asking them to cut their fingers off instead of their fingernails. So, I started thinking about this. I started thinking that, okay, I do workarounds for other types of things. Like if people have mobility issues or something, I'll happily do a workaround. And started to feel kind of like, okay, well, why couldn't you do a workaround for your girls who want to keep their nice nails and all that jazz? So I started thinking about open tunings. And I'm kind of glad I did, because Joni Mitchell, who is one of my, great heroes of songwriting and performing, singing, and everything, she switched very early from doing standard tunings to doing open tunings. For one thing, it was sonic exploration. She just had so many ideas in her head. And for another thing, her hands were a little bit weak because of a childhood bout with polio. So, I just started thinking, why not? So anyway, here's the first thing that you'll need to learn how to do in order to make this work for you. You're going to have to get comfortable with your tuner. Okay, it can be a clip-on tuner. You've seen these probably. These are little tuners that clip onto your headstock here, and they read the vibrations. They sense the vibrations of the strings of your guitar. And then you just, first of all, you match up the correct letter name of the note. Make sure you do that. And then what you want to do is you want to settle right in where it goes to green in the middle. You don't want to be too high or too low, sharp or flat. So if you want me to break that down for you more, I mean, gobs of people on YouTube have already done this. So you might just want to Google or YouTube how to tune. But the thing you'll need to do is be comfortable with your tuner. It can even be a free app on your phone. Those work fine. Unless you're in a noisy place. If you're performing, you're going to want something that you can see, because you cannot hear in those places, right? So anyway, instead of tuning to standard, which is E, A, D, G, B, E, we're going to change things. We're going to tune lower. Some of the strings are going to stay the same, which is nice. The A string will still be A. The D string will be D, okay? But we're going to change the low E to D instead. And we're not raising anything up, we're lowering it. Now I'm checking out my tuner over here. What I want to do is have it say D for the letter. And I want it to lock in with, in the case of this Snark tuner, I want it to lock in on the green. The better to see with. Anyway, yep. I keep changing the strength of my readers these days. Readers in every room. Ah, okay. Boomers? Are you out there? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So anyway, now I've got the letter D on my Snark tuner, and it is locked in right in dead center on the green. So now that's fine. A is the next string I'm tuning. I just happen to be a little bit sharp on that. So I need to just touch that up a little bit because the letter is not going to change. I just happen to be a little bit sharp, too high. Now I'm going to the next string, which also doesn't change, but I happen to be sharp there too. So I'm going to just bring it down. When it's too high, the tuner will show you yellow on the display. When it's just right, it'll lock in on the green in the middle that has a little dot above it. Okay? So now listen. Now we've got half of our strings tuned. By the way, we are tuning our guitar here to an open D tuning. Okay. Now the next string that we're going to deal with is the G string here, but it's not going to be G when we get done with it here because we're taking it down a half step to F sharp. So as I watch the tuner, I'm watching for it to get to F sharp and then to back away from the yellow. Keep hitting it and keep turning the tuning key until it locks in at the green on F sharp. That sounds pretty good, and I haven't even pressed anything. Isn't that nice? Okay. Now, the next string we're almost done, is B. But we don't want it to be B now, not in this tuning. We're going to take the B down to A. Again, this is all, I don't want you to break strings. That's why I'm reiterating this. Okay, we're going, instead of B, we're taking it down lower to A. First, you're going to go past the A sharp. The sharp looks like a hashtag in case you don't know that yet. Keep going until that little hashtag thing goes away. Then you're on A, and you'll be on yellow. Don't want to be on yellow. We want it to lock in on the green. Now you might overshoot and go too far in the other direction. But you want it to lock in on A on the green. We've got one more left to do, and then we'll be done tuning. Now, this is high E. Notice this if you're new to guitar, because this is kind of neat if you're just learning your way around. You have two E's, and they just so happen to be on either side of your of the neck of your guitar. I like to point that out to my beginners. One less thing, right? It makes memory work a little bit easier. So you have a low E and you have a high E. Now we're going to take this high E down a whole step so that instead of E, we're going to lower it from E to D. So I lower it from E and then it goes to D sharp, which is that little hashtag thingy. I keep going until I get to D and it locks in and the center on the green dot. See? Bookmark! anyway, it's kind of nice that you can free up the work of this hand. So you don't have to make these horrific stretches when everything feels awkward. It frees up this hand a little bit so that you can focus more on getting some strumming and some finger style stuff going on. So now what you have done is you have tuned to an open D chord. Congratulations. That's the first step you need to do in order to make this shift. If you've been struggling to play the conventional way, which most people do, and that's fine, that's the main way I teach, but it shouldn't be your only option, and it's not. So there you go. And then we'll take a look again at some quick, easy things you can. That's just laying one finger across here. I'm not saying it's the most comfortable thing you can do, but it's not too bad. You can even use helper finger if you want to. That's for another lesson. Anyway, hit like, hit subscribe, assuming you do like and want to subscribe. Let other people know. Share this if you know some long fingernail people who want to play the guitar, because this might be the thing that allows them to actually do that. So take care, happy practicing, and I'll look forward to seeing you the next video.